Okay, well, after losing hours and hours and hours of video of this project, we are now back at where what we have left. And as you can see, there's a number of guys in the shop today, so there's a lot of noise. Um, Jeremiah, Jason's brother, showed up today and is helping out. He's welding welding scales on. So we're going to fast forward at this point and get him welding away. So I come in from time to time and help him keep the line straight and complete my vision as to what that neck is going to look like. And if you're worried about me not wearing a helmet, we're tacking things together, and I close my eyes when the time comes for him to fire the torch up. Okay, well, we've gotten far enough that we can install another fin, which always helps morale because hours and hours of welding these little scales on, but it looks so good. Okay, while Jason's brother is doing that, we're gonna make a couple of new fins. Well, because it's about time to add more fins. Jed, you can see I'm just beating the hell out of the metal so that it doesn't look too much like new metal, nice smooth metal, because of course it's a dragon and it's nothing smooth. So we just beat the hell out of it and then flatten it back out. You can see that's going to happen in a second. So the other day I cut up a piece of probably 6-inch tubing, 3/8 wall, and made these two dies, or this punch and die set that will, you can see, just crush the piece of sheet metal into a fin. Well, half a fin, and then of course do the other half, and I've got a consistent shape. Now of course I didn't video the making of that punch and die, but video what you can. Well, we tried tigging this together, but it used a lot of gas and it really didn't work because the metal is fairly thin, and so I decided to go old school and took up a torch and started welding this thing together with a oxyacetylene, and it worked great. So here we did one, and then now Jason's taken over and doing the second one. Now, when I was a young guy, and I don't know how I ended up in this position, but I was out on a job with PG&E, and this was before TIG and MIG, and literally these guys welded together pipes with this method, with a torch and welding rod, and it was the only way they could get a really positive, clean weld, because as you may or may not know, arc weld is messy at best, and it doesn't seal in some cases. It's strong, but it doesn't seal. So, Jason's finishing this piece up, and doing the backside, and we have ourselves a fin, and at some point soon we're going to install it in the Dragon. Okay, well, here are the fins in place, and I've kind of tack welded them in to come in later. But right now, I've cut a hole in the top where that ring was, and we're going to put something a little more solid in there in order to be able to pick this thing up when we get ready to move it. And here we've taken the torch and trimmed out that hole, and of course gotten rid of the old ring, which really wasn't holding much. And I arc welded a new ring on, connected to a piece of hollow tube, well, rectangle tube, and that's going to go in the hole there from up underneath, and hopefully we're going to slide it in there, and and then it'll, you know, make it. Transfer the weight down to the base, and you can see it's a pretty long piece of material, and it will transfer that weight down, and as we go down the shaft there, we'll be welding little supports all along the way to go out and touch the and weld to the inner part of the skin or of the scales. And here we're making the hole a little bit bigger in order to accept the new ring and the piece of rectangle stock. And there's a bunch of steel oddball stuff in there that used to hold to that other ring, so I need to cut that away first in order to make room for the new piece. And there it goes, slid right in there just like it was belonged there. Of course, that was about the 8th try, and I saved you the pain of having to go through all 8 tries. Okay, so we're going to slide the rod in, and we have it resting on a support there. And so then once it's in place, then we center it, and hey, let's weld the hell out of it. Okay, so now we're going to try to weld this thing from the inside, and it's, as you can see, way back up there in the tunnel, and you can also see all of the extra pieces of steel laying around up there. But, it's the inside, who cares? As long as we got something to attach to. And my helmet is just about doesn't fit, but I think we're getting it. I know, it's crazy. I'm going to use those size chips in that whole piece. But as we go further on, there will be larger scales. But for right now, that's the scale size we're using. So there we go. Okay, we're going to add some more scales. And basically, I'm just tacking them in because they need to be bent around and pulled and pushed, and so we'll just keep doing lines of scales. Yippee! But I'm having a great time. Pretty busy in the shop today. We got 4 guys moving around doing different projects. Cam, who lives on the property, and Jason and Jason's brother Jeremiah. So it's a busy day, and of course I just burnt myself. That seems to happen a lot. This dragon keeps biting me.